It's the Wingland's Wacky weekend. It's the 12th of June. We have a lovely weather. It's very warm, sunny, fairly calm conditions. Probably strong enough for a reverse launch though, which I do attempt in a minute. So off to Boston with Ed and Lee, and the plan is to just have a flight really. So here I am walking towards the airfield. There's some restrictions in place and they've tried to keep it as safe as possible and done a really good job. So thanks to all of the Wingland team. So the takeoffs are controlled because we have microlights coming in, gyros, helicopters, light aircraft, but mostly paramotors, and we don't want any incidents. So here we go.
Clear prop.
So I'm going to try a reverse launch because we have winds of about 5 or 6 miles an hour. That doesn't quite work out as well as I hoped, so I'll try again in a minute. So we even though I've been flying for over a year now and still more confident with a forward launch than a reverse, mainly because the winds are generally lighter on the whole at the time I fly. So I'm going to try a forward launch now. So what I'm going to do now is fly over to the wash. Now this area is usually a danger area, so during the week you're not allowed to fly here, but we're allowed to fly at the weekend. So this is used by the RAF for bombing and strafing practice, I believe. I could be wrong, but there are some targets out there. If you can have a look down there, these are used by the RAF for practice. So that's quite cool to fly along there in the danger area. I'm mindful that it's very, very marshy out there, so I'm keeping an altitude where if I do have an engine failure, I can at least glide back to this track down below. So just beyond the river ahead is Boston, and I can't actually see Lee or Ed anywhere. I think I'm hoping I'm going to catch up with them. There's a cute little sailing boat below, so that's pretty cool to see from the air. And then all of a sudden Ed and Lee just seem to pop out of nowhere. Maybe they had me in their radar, I don't know. But Lee actually peels off and goes off to meet Gary, I believe. And I head on with Ed. So at this point I lose sight of Lee and Ed. I assume that Ed's gone off with Lee. So I'm just going to fly off ahead on my own. There's Boston. Is it a cathedral or a church? I'm not really sure, to be honest. But pretty nice building in the centre of Boston. So at this point the sun is starting to get close to the horizon, so I turn and start to head down towards the river. And then I see Ed, so it seems that Ed was following me the whole time, and I didn't know. So, hello, Ed. So strangely enough, at this point in the flight, I actually start to feel ill. I got a cracking headache coming upon me, and it all came on all of a sudden. So all I'm thinking now is I want to get straight back to the airfield. Starting to feel quite rough actually. So when I land, I don't actually fly the next day because I feel ill. So maybe too much sun, maybe not enough water, or maybe just a fluey cold or something. Anyway, so here we are back at the airfield, and look at the sky. It's full of paramotorists. I probably could count about 20 people flying, so very careful about coming in for a landing. And here I am, coming in. So I'm looking around to me at all times, looking up, looking down, making sure there's no one next to me. If there's anyone to my right, and according to air law, they have priority, so I need to keep away from anyone on my right. Also on the left, of course, but mindful of that. And at this point I turn my engine off and come in for the landing. So despite feeling a bit rough at the end, really enjoyable flight over to Boston. Never been over that way before. I usually go around up to Hunstanton way. And so now what I'm thinking now, there's lots and lots of people wanting to come and land, so I need to ball up my wing as quickly as I can and just get off the airfield quickly. So that's what I'm doing now, and hope you enjoyed it. So I had a really great weekend. If you're a paramotorist, I highly recommend you go along to Wingland. It's a really great place to fly from. Loads of cool things to see around there. If you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
You clear on XX?
Yeah, I'm going to go on this now. I've just been up on the new
Oh yeah, good one.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Much difference to the XX. I'm interested. I'll talk to you later.
The landing was really good. Just kept going.
Nice.
Flying and getting down, yeah, getting up there.
If you want to see the full photo album, then click on the link in the description below. Cheers.